Hey, I'm Jesse Hunt with Unofficial. We're a web design and digital marketing agency located in downtown Memphis. Since 2002, I've been helping Mid-South businesses just like yours improve their websites and find more customers on the internet. Today, I'm going to perform a video website audit on your website that'll show you some areas for improvement that might be hurting your business. The entire audit will take 15 to 20 minutes and should leave you substantially more informed about what's working and what's not working so well on your website. I hope you'll find the audit informative and that you'll keep me in mind if you ever need some help working on your existing website or building a new one. Thanks a lot for watching. Let's get started.
Hey Randy, so here we are on the homepage of your website. As you can see, we're at www.overlandenviro.com. And man, I appreciate you taking the time to chat with me on the telephone a little while ago. As we discussed there, I just want to run through your website real quick, get a better idea of what's going on with your current website, and that'll help me to make better suggestions whenever we get together and talk about what we're going to do with your new website. I think it'll also give you a better understanding if you watch this video of the things that I'm looking at, the things I have in mind, and what we're going to try to do in order to get you better results out of your website. So what I'm going to do here is first I'm going to click through the different pages on your website and make some comments about what I'm seeing here on the website. From there, we'll click through, we'll look at some tools that Google provides us with and get a feel for what Google thinks about your website. And then we'll come back to your site and look at some tools that I've got here on my computer to get a better understanding of the technical aspects, kind of what's happening behind the scenes on your site. So I'll try to keep this as brief as I can. This video will probably take about 20 minutes, maybe 25, but I won't waste too much time. So. All right, so here on the home page, my first perception of the website is just that it looks outdated. I think we talked about that on the telephone. You said this was built in 2005. We talked about the picture of the guy here in the necktie with the hard hat and the laptop. Really, I just don't feel like he's consistent with probably with who your target audience is. I don't know, just my perception of who you described your customers to be. I don't see them going to work dressed like this, so I feel like maybe this is a disconnect and maybe just looks a little bit cheesy. But the other thing I'm noticing here on your website, up at the top, so you've got your business name, but there's no logo. I know you mentioned that you're not happy with your logo, but I think you should probably have a logo up here at the top. So we probably need to get you set up with a logo and get something up here that's recognizable. The other thing I would say, you probably need some contact information up here in the header, so that if somebody looks at your website and they want to really quickly get in touch with you, they make it as easy as possible for them to find your contact information so they can give you a call. As I scroll down, I noticed that you do have your phone number right here in the body of the website, and then also down here in the footer. But as I look around, you don't have a contact us page. I recommend that every website have a contact us page, just because when people are ready to get in touch, some people look in the header for a phone number or whatever. Other people go over here to the sidebar, your navigation, wherever your navigation's at, and they want to find a contact us button. So not having it just kind of it's not intuitive. It doesn't. It's not consistent with what people expect from websites typically. So definitely want to add a contact us page to your menu here. Other than that, I would say we might want to try to put more content on your homepage than this. Google really likes lots of text. If I had to guess without counting it, I'd say this is probably somewhere in the 200 word range. I would advise trying to get closer to the 500 word range, and I know that might be a little difficult, but and it doesn't all have to be one great big block. I mean, we're not asking people to read a book. We'd make your homepage bigger, add some big pictures and stuff to break it up and make it where it's not too daunting. But Google really likes text, so if we give them more text, we'll do a better job at getting you positioned in the search engines whenever people are looking for your services. All right, so let's click through here, plant maintenance, as we come down here. So I like the picture where you've got a picture showing kind of what you're doing there. I like that you list the different types of services that are different, I guess you'd call these services, here under this. We can talk a little bit more about this later and decide whether it makes sense to break this up beyond plant maintenance and have sub-pages for the different specific services you've got, or just leave it as plant maintenance. My main feedback here would be expand this out and add more text to describe the different types of services that you do. Like I said, Google really likes text, so we want to give it to them. Tank and silo cleaning, really same feedback. I like that you've got pictures. My recommendation would probably be that we add more pictures. I mean, if you've got pictures of your equipment or pictures on your job sites and things like that, I would say let's incorporate more pictures. Pictures are really good at demonstrating to people what your capabilities are and what your resources are like and things like that. So pictures are always good and easy to add to a website. And then beyond that, maybe we just expand the text a little bit to give Google more of what it's looking for. Universal waste recycling, same feedback there. More pictures, more text. Non-regulated waste, same thing. More pictures, more text. And same thing there. More pictures, more text. Again, I see you've got your please call or text Randy Barclay you got your phone number and you've got your email address. So I think that's good that you're incorporating your contact information throughout the website. But I definitely think there needs to be a contact page with specific contact information. And really, I think down here in the footer, you need to have your mailing address, or not your mailing address, your physical address along with your phone number on every single page. There's nowhere on here where you've got a physical address, and I think listing a physical address just makes you seem more reputable. It makes you seem more legitimate. So in addition to that, Google looks at having your address information on the website, and they want to see that you've got it on every page because it shows what Google calls a trust factor. It makes you seem more trustworthy that you have contact information on there, including an actual address. So speaking of that, click over to this tab right here real quick. I did a Google search on your business name. I searched Overland Environmental Services Memphis, and then after doing it, I realized you're in South Haven instead of Memphis, but it doesn't really matter. This here is what we call a Google local listing. I can tell a few things from this Google local listing. One, because it says own this business with a question mark. Nobody's ever claimed this listing. What that means is that there's an opportunity here to claim this listing, do some optimization to it that will help you to get more traffic from Google's local results. So I can help you claim that and do a little bit of optimization to that, which should help your local listing. The other thing I notice here, 44 State Line Road West, South Haven, Mississippi 38671. I'm curious to know, is that your correct address? And if so, as I said, we definitely want to make sure that we get that on your website on every page. By having your name, address, and phone number match from your website to your Google listing, and then through all these other websites that mention you, like Yellow Pages. Let's look at this Yellow Pages listing real quick. So I just opened that in a new tab. We'll come over here as soon as it loads. All right, so here they show that you're at 7230 Airways Boulevard, South Haven, Mississippi 38671. So we really need to talk about this and figure out which is the correct address and how important is it that we get it consistent. From a standpoint of getting Google to send you local traffic, having a consistent name, address, and phone number across the internet is really important. So it really just is going to boil down to how much do you want me to focus on improving your Google local listings and trying to bring you more traffic. What's that worth to you, and is that something we should pursue? But if that's important, we need to go in and try to clean up some of these listings and get people like the Yellow Pages to use the right address, or get Google Local to use the right address, and then make sure that address is consistent on your website. So I'll talk more about that with you whenever we get together and meet. But there's an acronym for it. If you ever hear me refer to NAP, N-A-P, NAP, NAP stands for name, address, and phone number. And it's really important to Google these days. So anyway, like I said, we'll talk more about that later. Next thing I did here, I've got a little tool open. Dang it, I thought I already did this, and I guess I forgot. Hang tight. All right, so what I've got open here, this is a tool that Google provides to website developers. This is called the mobile friendly test. Google wants to see that websites are mobile friendly. Back in May of 2015, Google announced that they were going to start showing preference to websites that are mobile friendly because they provide a good experience to the people that Google refers to you. So they want to see that your text is easy to read and you don't have to pinch and zoom in on a mobile device in order to see the website well, and that the links are easy to click and things like that. It's good for your Google rankings to have a mobile friendly website, but it's also good from a user standpoint. If somebody comes to your website and they don't have a real good experience on their mobile device, you're not likely going to win them over and turn them into a customer. So as you can see, I just did your search here. We searched overlandenviro.com here in the mobile friendly test, and as you can see, Google says you are not mobile friendly. They say here are the reasons why. Your text is too small to read. Your links are too close together. In other words, it's too easy to accidentally click the wrong button whenever you're trying to navigate around the website. Mobile viewport is not set, which basically means that your website doesn't properly define the size that it needs to display at whenever people are looking at it on a mobile device. And your content is wider than the screen. Now, you might look at all this and go, well, if this were my iPhone, I'd just, pinch and zoom in and I'd be able to see it. But Google doesn't want you to have to pinch and zoom in. So this is almost certainly hurting your search engine rankings. And this is definitely something that we'll want to address whenever we build your new website. If you build your new website with me, you will have a mobile-friendly website. It will look good on iPhones, iPads, Android devices. It'll look just as good on those devices as it does on a computer screen. So, all right, moving on. Next thing I did, I tried to put myself in the shoes of somebody that might be looking for your services. And I said, okay, if I was looking for what these guys do, what might I type into Google if I wasn't familiar with your company, if I was looking for your services? So the first search I did here in Google, I searched Memphis plant maintenance. The first website that comes up is a company called Plant Maintenance Service Corp. I actually don't think they do exactly what you do. I think they build stuff. I've actually talked to that company before. But as we scroll down from there, we see plant maintenance jobs. This is Indeed, so this is a job listing. Manta is an online directory. Manta again. Here's the Memphis Chamber of Commerce. Here's LinkedIn, Yellow Pages, Grindr, Hazlip. I don't know if they're a competitor or not. And then Better Business Bureau. So long story short, you're not showing up on the first page for Memphis plant maintenance at all. And I feel like maybe that's a missed opportunity, particularly if plant maintenance is an area of business that you wish to have more customers in. So optimizing for those kind of keywords is something that we'd want to do whenever we build your website. Next up here, I searched for Memphis tank cleaning. And you can see Jim's Tank Service ranks in the top here. He also shows up over here on the right, which tells us that Google thinks he's the most reputable source for that particular keyword. Ideally, we could optimize your website a little bit for that and knock him out of this position here, because the more we can put you in the top 10 and knock your competitors out of the top 10, the more business you'll get and the less they'll get. As we scroll down, bulk transporter, Yellow Pages, gracetrailer.com. Again, you're not showing up on the first page of any of these searches here. Looks like there are some folks that might be competitors without going through and looking at their websites really close. It's hard to say for sure, but this is a missed opportunity. I think as I'm looking at this, these don't look like they're all that competitive in terms of how well they've optimized their websites or whatever. So I think this is an opportunity. It's not too often that I do a search for a particular industry and I find that just nobody's really done much optimization, and that's kind of what I'm finding here. So that's a good thing, and that kind of means that your market's wide open. I think we can probably position you in the Google results pretty well, pretty easily. So that's a good thing for you for sure. Next, I did Memphis silo cleaning. Same deal here, if my memory serves me right. We'll scroll through here real quick. So again, you're not showing up in the top 10. Really, showing up in the search engine results, it comes down to a few things. One, how well is your website optimized? Was it built right? Do you have the right keywords in the right places the right number of times? I'll take care of that for you whenever I build your website. The second thing is how many websites link back to your website, and do they use your keywords whenever they link to you? So how do they refer to you in the link text whenever they link back to you? The more links that you get pointed towards your website, Google looks at those as votes of confidence. So the more trustworthy you become, the more links you have. And then finally, how old is your website? How old is your domain name? So is your website and your domain name get more age on them? You just kind of naturally rank better in the search engines. And then finally, also the name, address, and phone number that we talked about earlier. Having that and having it consistently everywhere can really improve the odds of you showing up in local search results like these. So I'll help you take care of all that stuff. I just kind of wanted to point out to you that you're not showing up in these. So I think there's a big opportunity to help you out there. Here I did Memphis Universal Waste Recycling. Same deal, not showing up at all in these search results. And then I did Memphis Hazardous Waste Disposal. Same thing, not showing up here at all either. Now, we can discuss your keywords whenever we get together and make sure that I'm targeting the right keywords here. I just picked the first ones that came to mind, but these seem to me like really good keywords for you, and I didn't find you in any of them. I didn't. It's not like I went through and tried to pick keyword phrases where you weren't showing up. I just didn't find you in any of the searches that I did. So definitely think there's some room for improvement there. And if we can get you in these search results and get you showing up when people are looking for you, I really think your website could become a much better marketing tool for your business. It could result in a lot more traffic coming to your website. More traffic obviously equals more leads, and more leads equals more sales, and more sales equals more return on investment. So I want to help you turn this website into something that's really a good business tool for you, and that isn't just a waste of money, where it's actually something that helps you make money instead of waste money. All right, a couple more things. I'm going to come back to your website now, and I'm going to use a couple tools that I've got installed here on my computer, and then I'll wrap this up for you. The first one I've got here, this is called a Google Tag Assistant. Basically, it scans the code on your website looking for any tags that were provided by Google. And as you can see, it shows 0 tags in total right here. I was specifically hoping to find a tag called Google Analytics. Now, Google Analytics tells us how many people are coming to your website, what they're looking at while they're there, how did they get to your website. So did they come from the Better Business Bureau or the Chamber of Commerce, or did they come from Google or Facebook or somewhere else? And then it tells us what did they do once they were there. Did they land on your homepage and immediately leave, or did they look through a few of your service pages and then maybe get in touch with you? Google Analytics is great software. It's free. You need somebody that understands websites a little bit to install it for you, but it's really good software, and it helps you to track your return on investment and make sure that your website's doing a good job for your business. So whenever we set up your new website, we'll make sure that that's installed so that you're able to better track what your website's doing from a marketing standpoint. Sorry about that phone ringing. I meant to put that out of the room before I started here. All right, so last thing here, I've got this this other little utility installed here on my computer. This is called SEO Quake. This is a page SEO audit, so page search engine optimization audit. Basically scans through the code on your website, kind of shows me real quickly if anything's been done to your website to try to improve your search engine rankings, and then displays it here in a nice pretty output so I can describe it to you pretty fast. The first thing I want to look at is your title tag. Title tag, if you look right here at the top of the page, this tab, if we mouse over, it'll probably drop down. So it says Overland Environmental Services, Inc. That's your title tag. This is where your browser will display a title tag from your website. It's up here at the top of the screen. Also, if we do Overland Environmental Services Memphis again, and then if you look right here in a search engine result, this link at the top of it, sorry, I'm trying to get it to highlight and it's not doing what I want it to do. Overland Environmental Services, Inc. So this is where Google will display your title tag. Now, we want to see your keywords in your title tags because Google looks at what's in the title tag and values that as really important in making a determination of whether or not to put you in the search engines for those keywords. So right now you don't have any keywords in your title tags, and that's a missed opportunity. That's one thing we're going to do in order to help you get better search engine rankings, is improve that title tag. You're missing meta description. So if we go back to the search engine result right here, so we talked about this is your title tag. Obviously, this is your website address. And then below it, there's some text that describes your website. When you have a meta description available on your website, this is where Google will display it. Now, yours doesn't have a meta description, so Google just shows some random text that they grab from your homepage. And that's a missed opportunity because a good meta description gives you the ability to provide a really compelling description of why somebody should click on your website instead of the competitors. So once we get you ranking in the search engines, having a good meta description could mean the difference between you getting a new customer versus your customer or your competitor getting a new customer. So we'll make sure that you have good meta tags as well. Now scroll down through here. There are a few other things through here I won't talk too much about, but headings and things that we'll make sure we get right whenever we build your website so we get the best search engine results possible for you. XML sitemaps, it says you're missing an XML sitemap. That basically tells the search engines what pages you have and when they were last updated, and will notify the search engines anytime new changes are made. That's pretty important, and we'll add that in whenever we build your new website. It talks about some other things here, Google Analytics, microformats, favicon. You've got a number of things that are missing on your website, but seeing as though we're talking about building you a new one, we'll take care of all that stuff and make sure that all the important stuff is done right on the website to give you the best chance possible of having some good search engine rankings and things like that. So I hope this was interesting and enlightening. I know we've already talked about the website. I know you're not happy with it. I know Network Solutions isn't doing what you need them to do. So I hate to have made you sit here and watch through this, and you're saying, well, I already know my website's not good. Why'd you make me watch this? I really wanted to get a better understanding of your website and make sure that we're both on the same pages about what's good and what's bad. So as much as this was for you, this was really for me as an exercise to make sure that I understand what your problems are or where you need help the most. So now I have a much better understanding of what's working and what's not on your website, and hopefully you do too. And so let's get together and chat about it. I'll shoot this over to you in an email here in just a bit. Watch the video, and then I'll give you a call. It'll probably be tomorrow before I give you a call, but we'll set up a time to get together and meet maybe later this week, and let's get started on a new website. I'm really looking forward to working with you. Thanks a lot, Randy. I'll talk to you soon, man. Bye-bye.